Every trigger is training. Every difficult person in your life is a personal trainer for your patience. Every frustrating situation is a gym for your self-control. I know that sounds uncomfortable. Most of us spend our lives trying to avoid friction. We avoid hard conversations. We avoid challenging people. We avoid situations that test us. But what if that friction is exactly what is shaping you into someone unbreakable? Think about the last time someone pushed your buttons. Maybe it was a coworker who criticized you unfairly. Maybe it was a family member who knows exactly what to say to get under your skin. In that moment, it feels like they are the problem. But what if the real opportunity is not to change them, but to strengthen you? Just like muscles grow through resistance, character grows through challenge. When you choose to pause instead of react, when you choose composure instead of anger, you are building strength that no one can take from you. Mastering your responses does not make you weak. It makes you powerful. It means you are no longer a puppet controlled by circumstances or other people's behavior. You are not at the mercy of someone else's bad mood. You are not defined by traffic jams, rude emails, or unexpected setbacks. You are the master of yourself. And when you control your reactions, you become unstoppable. If that resonates with you, say it out loud and mean it. I control my reactions. That is where real freedom begins. Now let's go deeper. Number 7. Cultivate calmness through daily reflection. Most people are living on autopilot. We wake up, check our phones, rush to work, jump from task to task, scroll at night, and collapse into bed exhausted. And then we wonder why we feel empty despite being busy all day. Have you ever asked yourself, am I actually moving toward the life I want, or am I just reacting to whatever shows up? Calmness does not come from doing less. It comes from being intentional about what you are doing. It comes from checking in with yourself and asking, are my actions aligned with my values? Am I becoming the person I want to be? Without reflection, life becomes a blur. You repeat the same habits, the same mistakes, the same emotional reactions. You stay busy but disconnected from yourself. The ancient Stoics understood this. They did not just talk about philosophy. They practiced it daily. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in the world, ruled an empire under constant pressure. Yet every evening he took time to write in his journal. He examined his actions. He questioned his choices. He held himself accountable to the man he wanted to be. And in the morning, he reminded himself what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Imagine starting your day with that kind of gratitude instead of scrolling through negative headlines. You do not need to be an emperor to need this practice. You need it because you are human. Without reflection, you repeat the same patterns. Your triggers come from your past. Your automatic reactions come from your past. If you never examine them, you will keep reliving them. Reflection breaks the cycle. It shines light on what has been running your life in the background. Here is a simple practice. 5 minutes in the morning. 5 minutes at night. That is it. In the morning, ask yourself 3 questions. What kind of person do I want to be today? What challenges might I face? How will I respond with integrity when they come? You are not predicting the future. You are preparing your mind. You are deciding who you are before the world tries to decide for you. At night, ask 3 more questions. What did I do well today? Where did I fall short? What will I do differently tomorrow? This is not about guilt. It is about growth. It is about honest assessment. Seneca wrote that he would review each day and keep constant watch over himself. Why? because our future plans are shaped by our past patterns. If you do not look back, you cannot move forward wisely. And here is something powerful. Write it down. Do not just think about it. When pen hits paper, your thoughts slow down. They become clearer. Patterns become obvious. You can look back a month from now and see real progress. Or you might notice you are stuck in the same loop and finally decide to change something. That awareness creates calmness because it turns chaos into lessons. It transforms random events into wisdom. 10 minutes a day. That is less time than most people spend scrolling social media. Less time than we spend complaining. Less time than we spend worrying about things we cannot control. But those 10 minutes will give you something priceless. They will give you clarity. They will give you direction. They will give you calmness in a world designed to keep you anxious. So start tonight. Reflect on today. Learn from it. Wake up tomorrow more intentional because of it. This is how you stop surviving and start evolving. This is how you become steady in the storm. And here at Stoicism Breath, this is how we grow stronger, calmer, and more in control one day at a time. Let us know you are starting this practice. Say it with intention. I reflect. I grow. Because growth does not happen by accident. It happens by design. Number 8. Develop wisdom by surrounding yourself with truth. You become the average of the voices you listen to, the people you spend time with, the content you consume, and the conversations you participate in. Every single thing you allow into your mind is shaping you. It is either building you up or quietly tearing you down. There is no neutral ground. Your brain is always absorbing, always adapting. Neuroscience shows that repeated exposure to certain ideas literally strengthens those neural pathways. What you hear often, you begin to believe. What you believe, you begin to live. So look around at your circle. Really look. Are the people closest to you pushing you toward greatness or pulling you toward mediocrity? When you talk about your goals, do they encourage you or do they laugh and tell you to be realistic? When you try to improve your health, your mindset, your discipline, do they support you or tempt you back into old habits? Sometimes the hardest truth is this. Not everyone benefits from your growth. Some people are comfortable with a version of you that stays small, because your growth forces them to confront their own stagnation. The truth can hurt in the moment, but lies slowly destroy your future. You need people brave enough to tell you when you are wrong, when you are making excuses, when you are settling, when your actions do not match the person you claim you want to become. Those people are rare, and they are priceless. Epictetus taught that we should keep company only with people who uplift us, whose presence calls forth our best. Not people who enable our worst habits. Not people who constantly gossip, complain, and blame. Not people who make us feel comfortable staying stuck. But people who challenge us. People who inspire us. People who refuse to let us hide from our potential. That might mean letting go of certain relationships. The friend who only calls when they need something but disappears when you are struggling. The person who constantly spreads negativity and drama. The relationship that drains more energy than it gives. Walking away is not cruelty. It is wisdom. It is protecting your peace. It is honoring your growth. And this goes beyond people. What are you feeding your mind every day? What podcasts are playing in your car during your commute? What shows are you binge watching at night? What books sit on your nightstand? What social media accounts fill your screen before you even get out of bed? All of it matters. Research shows that constant exposure to negative media increases stress hormones and anxiety levels. If you fill your mind with comparison, outrage, and distraction, do not be surprised when you feel anxious and empty. Marcus Aurelius once warned that proper instruction is more valuable than wealth. Wisdom is the real inheritance. Knowledge is the real wealth. Truth is the real treasure. So stop filling your mind with garbage and wondering why your life feels off balance. Replace noise with nourishment. Unfollow accounts that make you feel inadequate. Turn off content that numbs you instead of growing you. Start reading books that stretch your thinking. Listen to voices that challenge your comfort zone. Seek mentors who have already walked the path you want to take. You do not need 1,000,000 followers. You need a few wise voices. You do not need to be popular. You need to be surrounded by truth. You do not need everyone to like you. You need people who love you enough to be honest with you. Find your people. The ones who see your potential even when you doubt yourself. The ones who celebrate your wins without jealousy. The ones who support you through losses without judgment. The ones who push you to improve while accepting who you are today. And then become that person for someone else. Be the voice of truth in a world full of comfortable lies. Be the friend who challenges instead of enables. Be the presence that brings out the best in others. You cannot always control who shows up in your life, but you can control who you allow to influence you. Your environment shapes you. Your company molds you. Your influences define you. Stop leaving this to chance. Curate your circle with intention, like a museum curator selecting only the finest pieces. Here at Stoicism Breath, we believe wisdom is not found by accident. It is built through conscious choices about who and what we allow into our minds. Choose carefully. Choose wisely. Choose like your future depends on it, because it does. Select your environment the way a museum curator selects art, with intention, with standards, with a clear vision of what belongs in the gallery. Surround yourself with truth and watch yourself become unstoppable. Commit to better company by writing these words and meaning them. Truth shapes my circle, because the voices around you will either sharpen you or slowly soften your standards. Number 9. Build unshakable strength by serving something bigger than yourself. Many people feel overwhelmed not because their problems are impossible, but because their entire world revolves around those problems. Every thought circles back to me: my stress, my disappointment, my frustration, my goals. The more you focus inward, the heavier everything feels. Studies in psychology show that excessive rumination increases anxiety and depression. When the mind constantly loops around personal struggles, it amplifies them. The weight of self-obsession becomes crushing, and most people do not even realize that is what is happening. Here is the paradox that can change everything. The fastest way to find yourself is to lose yourself in service to something greater. The moment you shift your focus from what am I getting to what am I giving, your perspective changes. Your problems do not magically disappear, but they stop dominating your identity. They shrink in comparison to the mission you are serving. Marcus Aurelius wrote that what we do now echoes in eternity. Your life is not just about you. Your choices ripple outward. The way you speak to your spouse, the way you respond under pressure at work, the way you treat a stranger, all of it leaves an imprint. Your legacy is being written right now, and not someday in the future, but today, in the quiet moments when no one is applauding. If you want unshakable strength, stop building it only for personal success. Build it for your children, who are watching how you handle adversity. They are not just listening to your advice. They are studying your behavior. When life hits hard, do they see someone who collapses, or someone who stands firm and adapts. In that moment, you are teaching them how to live. Build strength for your coworkers and friends who are fighting battles you know nothing about. Research shows that resilience is contagious. When one person models calm determination, others are more likely to mirror it. Your refusal to quit might be the silent permission someone else needs to keep going. Your commitment to growth might challenge someone else to stop making excuses. Seneca reminded us that wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. That means every interaction is a chance to serve. Stop walking through life as if everyone else is an obstacle to your happiness. Instead, see opportunities to lift someone up. A small act of kindness lowers stress for both the giver and the receiver. Science confirms that helping others releases oxytocin and reduces cortisol. Serving others is not just morally powerful, it is biologically healing. Find your cause. What breaks your heart? What injustice makes you restless? What problem in your community keeps resurfacing in your thoughts? Pour yourself into that. Not because you are guaranteed to fix it completely, but because the effort transforms you. Volunteer. Mentor someone younger who is struggling with what you have already overcome. Help an elderly neighbor with groceries. Support a friend during a crisis even when you are dealing with your own challenges. Show up for people who cannot repay you. That is where real strength is built. When your motivation is bigger than comfort, bigger than ego, bigger than convenience, you tap into a deeper reserve of resilience. You realize you are not just surviving day to day. You are contributing. You are shaping lives. You are becoming someone solid, steady, and dependable. At Stoicism Breath, we believe true power is not found in controlling everything around you, but in dedicating yourself to something beyond yourself. Serve with intention. Stand for something meaningful. And watch how your personal struggles lose their grip as your purpose grows stronger than your fear. Real strength is built in selfless action. It is built in purposeful service. It is built in love that costs you something. When you give your time, your energy, your attention to something bigger than yourself, something powerful shifts inside you. Your personal problems do not disappear overnight. The bills are still there. The stress at work may still exist. The uncertainty does not magically fade. But those problems lose their power to destroy you. You cannot spiral into self-pity when you are busy helping someone else stand back up. You cannot stay trapped in your own pain when you are showing up to ease another person's burden. Research consistently shows that people who volunteer or regularly help others report lower levels of depression and greater life satisfaction. Serving others changes your chemistry. It changes your focus. Service is the antidote to despair. Purpose is the cure for emptiness. Your life has meaning not because of what you achieve or accumulate, but because of who you become and how many lives you touch along the way. The promotions, the titles, the possessions, they fade. But the impact you have on another human being that echoes. That is the legacy that lasts. That is what makes the struggle worth it. That is what builds strength that nothing can shake. Stop living small. Stop thinking small. Stop making everything about you. There is a world out there that needs what you have to give. Your experience, your resilience, your compassion, your hard-earned lessons. Give it freely. Give it fully. Give it now. Declare it with conviction, I serve something greater. Because when you commit to a purpose beyond yourself, you step into a different level of power. If you are still here listening, that already says something about you. You are not looking for shortcuts. You are not chasing easy answers. You are willing to confront hard truths. You are ready to do the work most people avoid for a lifetime. The year ahead is not waiting with guarantees. It is not promising a smooth road, but it is offering opportunity. The opportunity to become stronger than your excuses, wiser than your past mistakes, calmer than the chaos around you. Everything we have covered is not theory. It is practical. Small, consistent actions build unshakable strength. Choosing your battles wisely protects your energy. Accepting what you cannot control brings peace. Embracing discomfort makes you resilient. Learning from every experience builds wisdom. Mastering your responses gives you power. Daily reflection keeps you grounded. Surrounding yourself with truth elevates your standards. Serving something greater fills your life with meaning. These are not ideas to admire. They are practices to live. And they begin with one small decision. One action today that proves to yourself that this time is different. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Stop wasting time debating what a good person should be. Be one." Stop planning to change. Stop talking about growth. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Become the person you have been promising yourself you would become. At Stoicism Breath, we are not here to escape reality. We are here to rise within it. We are all facing challenges. We are all fighting private battles. But we are choosing to grow stronger together. If this message moved you, let it move you into action. Commit publicly. Share it with someone who needs strength. Stay connected because this journey is just beginning. This is your season. Not because it will be easy, but because you are finally ready to do what is necessary. Now go prove it.